For this pattern, you have to cast on a multiple of 22 plus 1 symmetry stitch plus 2 edge stitches. I'm gonna cast on 47 stitches, so I'm gonna have 2 repeats of the pattern, but for the first 4 rows I'm gonna use this smaller swatch so I can show you faster these 4 rows. So row number 1, the first stitch is the edge stitch. We just knit it, and after that we begin. We have to do slip 1, yarn over needle. So we just put the needle under the yarn and slip the stitch from the needle. After that, knit 1, and again slip 1 with yarn over needle, and I'm gonna say just slip 1, yarn over. So you just do this repeat: slip 1, yarn over, knit 1. That's the whole repeat. In the end you have 2 stitches. You just do again slip 1, yarn over, and that means slip 1 with yarn over needle, and the last stitch, the edge stitch in color 1, that's always slip 1 with yarn in front. After that you don't turn the work, you just slip the stitches to the other end. That's why for the brioche stitch you have to use double point needles or circular needles. I'm using double point needles. And now you take the second color yarn, just put the tails together and start. You just slip purlwise the first edge stitch and then put the yarn in front and purl together 2 stitches, and that's stitch and the yarn over, and in brioche that's called brioche purl. After that we do again slip 1, yarn over, and I mean slip 1, yarn over needle, brioche purl, and repeat that for the whole row. Slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl. So the repeat for this row is brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, and then you just end here with the repeat brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, and when you have 2 stitches left you just brioche purl, and the last edge stitch you slip it with yarn in front. In row number 2 in color 2 you slip it with yarn in front. After that we turn the work, we pick up the first color yarn and we do row number 3. And as I said, in color 1 the first edge stitch is always knit 1, after that we slip 1, yarn over needle, brioche purl. That's kind of the same like the previous row, just the order is different. So in the row number 2 we had brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, and here we have slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl. So we continue the repeat: slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1, yarn over. So that's all the repeats. After that you have 2 stitches and you do slip 1, yarn over, and the last edge stitch is slip 1 with yarn in front. In color 1 that's the whole rule every time in every row. After that we slide again to the beginning the stitches, pick up color yarn in color 2, we slip the first edge stitch and begin the repeat of this row, and it's gonna be brioche knit. That means that you knit together the stitch and the yarn over, and continue with a slip 1, yarn over. So brioche knit, slip 1, yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over. In the end we have these 2 stitches. I say 2 because this one is a stitch and a yarn over, and brioche, that's considered 1 stitch, so we just brioche knit it, and the last edge stitch, when we knit in color 2, we just slip it purlwise with yarn in the back. As I said, in color 1 it's always slip 1 with yarn in front, but when we use the color 2 yarn, in row number 2 that's slip 1 with yarn in front, and in row number 4 that's slip 1 with yarn in the back. So we have to pay attention to this. And after that, after row number 4, you just turn the work, pick up color 1 yarn, and begin row number 5, and that's gonna be the first pattern row. And after every pattern row you just repeat these 3 rows that we did recently, the last 3 rows. First one is like a setup row, it doesn't repeat anywhere, but rows 2, 3 and 4 are gonna repeat after every pattern row that we're gonna do next. Row number 5, and that's the first pattern row. We start by knitting the first edge stitch, and then we start the repeat, slip 1 yarn over, and then we're gonna see the pattern in these columns of first color yarn. So here in this column we have to do the increase, the 2 stitches increase, and we're gonna do it like this: brioche knit, don't slip the stitch, yarn over, and brioche knit, all in the same stitch. After that slip the stitch, and that's the 2 stitches increase, brioche increase. After that slip 1 yarn over, and the next column we just brioche knit without increases or decreases, slip 1 yarn over, and here these 2 columns we're gonna do the left slant decrease. For that we just slip the brioche stitch, that means the stitch and the yarn over, knit the next stitch, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, or the stitch and yarn over, depends how you count it, slip the stitch to the right needle, and pass over that first slipped stitch. And that's it, that's the left slant decrease. After that we have to brioche knit normally 7 columns. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 6, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 7, slip 1 yarn over, and after the 7th, that's the end of the repeat, and then we start the repeat from the beginning. I have 2 on my swatch, depends how many you have in your work. So we start by slip 1 yarn over, and we go again, increase, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, the left slant decrease. I'm going to show you the other way that you can do the left slant decrease. Slip knitwise the brioche stitch, and then instead of doing the way we did previously, just knit 1 and slip it and pass over, we just knit together these 2 brioche stitches, or no, really that's 3 stitches because that's 2 stitches and a yarn over. So we just knit them together, and pass over the slipped stitch. So these are the two ways that you can do the left slant decrease, so you can do whichever you like more. And after that we continue slip on yarn over, and then we have 7 columns, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in color 1, and we just brioche knit them normally without increases or decreases. So brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 6, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 7, slip on yarn over. That's the symmetry stitch that we're gonna do after all the repeats in every row in every pattern row that you're gonna do next. So after the repeat that's gonna end in a brioche knit or something, you're gonna do a slip 1 yarn over, and then the last edge stitch is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. After that you do rows 2, 3, and 4, and I'm gonna show you a little difference that you're gonna find in these rows. The first time that we did row number 2, we didn't have increases, so here that we have increases, it's gonna be something different, and I'm gonna show you. So that's around row number 2. Slip the first edge stitch in color 2. When we need to in color 2, we just slip it. Brioche purl the first stitch, and here we have the increase. In the previous row that was an increase, and we have 3 stitches in color 1. We just slip 1 yarn over, purl 1 stitch, and slip 1 yarn over. That's what we do with the increased stitches. After that we just brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, just like we did in the first time row number 2. And I showed you how you have to do it. You just brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over. I'm gonna get to the other increase and I'm gonna show you again. It's the same kind of the same thing that you had to do if they were normal stitches. You just, instead of brioche purling, you just purl. So that's the difference. But I'm gonna show you again. We just continue, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip, there we go, slip 1 yarn over, and instead of brioche purl, you just purl 1 and continue, slip 1 yarn over. You see, it's like you continue the row like you should. Just brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over. But just when you get on to those 3 stitches, you just, instead of brioche purl, you just purl 1 stitch. So just continue this row like you have to, and just in the end you just slip the stitch with the yarn in front, the edge stitch, and then do the rows 3 and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 9, knit the first edge stitch, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and here we're gonna do the increase, brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and here we're gonna do the left slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, and pass over the first slipped stitch. After that, slip 1 yarn over, and we have to brioche knit 6 columns. So 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 6, and that's the end of the repeat. And after you do as many repeats as you have in your work, you just slip 1 with yarn over the symmetry stitch, and then slip purlwise with yarn in front the last edge stitch. After this row, you repeat rows 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 13, knit the edge stitch and start the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2 columns, so that's 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do the increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and here we're gonna do the left slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, and pass over the slipped stitch. And that's it. After that, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2. We have to brioche knit 5 columns, so that's 2, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 5, and that's the whole repeat. After all the repeats that you have in your work, you just slip 1 yarn over, that's the symmetry stitch, and then the last edge stitch, you just slip it purlwise with yarn in front. After that, you do rows 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to do the next pattern row. Row number 17, knit the first edge stitch and start the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do the increase. That's all this line. So 2 stitches increase, that means you brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit in the same stitch. Now slip the stitch, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and here we're gonna continue this line of left slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, slip it to the right needle, pass over the slipped stitch, and that's it. After that, we have to brioche knit 4 columns. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, and that's the whole repeat. After that, after all the repeats, you just slip 1 yarn over, that's the symmetry stitch, and then you have 1 stitch left, the edge stitch, that you just slip purlwise with yarn in front. So that's the whole row. After this row, you repeat rows 2, 3, and 4, and then we're gonna do the next pattern row. Row number 21, knit the edge stitch, and it's very simple. There's no increases or decreases. You just start with slip 1 yarn over and brioche knit and repeat until the end of the row. So slip on yarn over, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, brioche knit. You repeat that, and in the end you're gonna do a slip on yarn over and slip purlwise with yarn in front, the last edge stitch. So that's the whole row. After this row you repeat rows 2, 3 and 4, and then we're gonna do the next row. Number 25, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 6, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 7. After that, slip on yarn over, and now we have to do right slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip, pass over the slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch. Slip the stitch to the right needle, and that's the right slant decrease. After that, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, and here we're gonna do the increase. Slip on brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle, and that's the whole repeat. After you do all the repeats that you have in your work, you just slip on yarn over the symmetry stitch and then slip the last edge stitch purlwise with yarn in front. So after that, repeat rows 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to do the next pattern row. Row number 29, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 6, slip on yarn over, and now we're going to do the right slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, then pass over the slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle, and that's it. After that, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, and here we're gonna do the increase. Brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, and that's the whole repeat. You do that as many times as you need. After that, you slip with yarn over needle the last symmetry stitch. That's not the last stitch, but the symmetry stitch, and after that the last stitch is the edge stitch that you have to slip purlwise with yarn in front. I'm not gonna do that now because I have another repeat to do. So, and after this row you repeat as usual rows 2, 3 and 4, and then we'll do the next pattern row. Row number 33, knit the edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip on yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip on yarn over, brioche knit 5, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do the right slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over the slipped stitch, then slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch. Slip the stitch to the right needle and that's it. After that, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and then here we're gonna do the increase, 2 stitches increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit, slip the stitch from the needle, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, and that's the whole repeat. After that, after all the repeats, you do as many as you need, and after all of them you just slip 1 yarn over the symmetry stitch and then slip purlwise with yarn in front the last edge stitch. After this row you repeat rows 2, 3 and 4 and then come back for the next pattern row. Row number 37, knit the first edge stitch and begin the repeat. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 4, slip 1 yarn over, and now we have to do a right slant decrease. So slip knitwise the brioche stitch, knit the next one, pass over the slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch and slip the stitch to the right needle. After that, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, and now we're gonna do a 2 stitches increase. So brioche knit, yarn over, brioche knit. Now slip the stitch from the needle and we continue. Slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 2, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 3. So that's the whole repeat. You do that as many times as you have on your work. After that you do a slip 1 yarn over for the symmetry stitch and then you slip purlwise with yarn in front the last edge stitch, and that's the whole row. After that you repeat rows 2, 3 and 4 and then you can begin the pattern from the beginning, from row number 5 to row number 40.